Welcome everybody. What I'm going to show you here in lesson 2.2 is how to divide with long division with a single digit divisor. Now if you watch the video from lesson 2.1, I was using base 10 blocks to do that. In this lesson I'm going to show you we're not going to use those base 10 blocks, but we're going to keep that concept in mind. So when we have 2,754 divided by 9, what we're doing is we're taking that 2,754 and we're dividing it into 9 groups. That's why in class what we had you do was we had you create those 9 groups to create that visual. Okay, so we have these 9 groups. And what we do is we start with our largest place, which is our thousands place. And of course we follow our steps: divide, multiply, subtract, check, bring down. And I say to myself, okay, I have 2 thousands blocks. And I have 9 groups. If I have 2 thousands blocks, I don't have enough thousands blocks to put 1 in each of the 9 groups. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to regroup and replace those thousands blocks with hundreds blocks. And now I have 27 hundreds blocks. Well, if I have 27 hundreds blocks and I have 9 groups, I would be able to put 3 in each group, because if I put 3 in each of the 9 groups, that means I would have used 27 of those hundreds blocks, and I would now have no hundreds blocks left. So I divided and I multiplied and I subtracted. Now I need to check, and I see I have no hundreds blocks left and 9 groups. At this point I bring down, and I bring down that 5. Now I bring down that 5. That 5 is 5 tens blocks. Now that I bring down, I have 5 tens blocks and I have 9 groups. I am unable to put a tens block in each group. So each tens block, each group will have 0 tens blocks. If I had 0 tens blocks in each group, that means I used 0 of them, and I would still have the 5 left. But what we're going to do at this point here is, since we cannot put those 5 tens blocks into the 9 groups equally, I regroup. I bring down this 4. This 5 turned into 51s plus these 4 ones, and I now have 54 ones blocks. If I have 54 ones and I have 9 groups, I have to figure out how many I can put in each group. If I was putting 6 in each group, 6 groups of 9 equals 54, and that means I am left with no ones, and my answer would be 306. What this essentially means is, if I have 9 groups and I have 3 hundreds, 0 tens, and 6 ones in each group, that means I will have 306 in each group, which would give me that total of 2,754. Now let's take a look at this next example here. We have 5,654 is getting divided into 3 groups. So what we need to do is we need to first look at this thousands place. If we have 5 thousands, think in terms of our base 10 blocks. We have 5 thousands blocks, and we have 3 groups. We have enough to put 1 in each group. We wouldn't be able to put 2 in each group, because that would be 6 blocks that we would need, but we only have 5. If we put 1 in each group, that means we would use 3 of them. That means we have 2 left. So what we just did was we divided, we multiplied, and we subtracted. Now we check to see that we have 2 thousands blocks left and 3 groups. You would be unable to put a thousands block in each group, because you have 3 groups and you only have 2 blocks. This is where we bring down, and what bringing down is, it's regrouping. We turn those thousands blocks into hundreds blocks. They become 20 hundreds blocks, and you have 6 hundreds here. The 20 and the 6 make 26 hundreds blocks. If I have 26 hundreds and I have 3 groups, I know I would be able to put 8 in each group. Because if I had 8 in this group, 8 in this group, 8 in this group, that means I would have 24 total that I used, and I would be left with 2 hundreds blocks. I check, and I see that I can't put the hundreds blocks into the 3 groups, so now I bring down. And now I have 25 tens blocks. I turned this 2 hundreds blocks into tens blocks. Now I have the 5 here, which equals 25 tens blocks. And 3 groups, I could once again put 8 in each group. And that means I used 24 of them. And that means there is 1 left. Since I have 1 tens block left and I have 3 groups, I can't possibly I don't have enough to put 1 in each group. That's where I regroup, meaning I bring down. I turn the tens into ones, and now I have 14 total ones. 14 ones blocks divided into 3 equal groups. I would be able to put 4 in each group, because that means I would use 12, and I would be left with 2 left over. Now, when you get to this step, after you bring down, once you bring down, you automatically go back to the top and divide, and you have to complete these steps. After you subtract and there is nothing left to bring down, you have completed the problem. That 2 is then the remainder. So if I had 5,654 divided by 3, in each group, there would be 1,884 in each one of these groups. But there would also be 2 that would be left over, that would be remaining, not a part of the group. I'll show you one more example. You could actually press the pause button on the computer and try to solve this problem on your own, and then when you've completed it, press the play button to see if you got it right. So what we would do here is we would first look at our hundreds place. We have 4 hundreds, we have 8 groups. We do not have enough hundreds to put 1 in each group. That's why we hold that place with an X. So now we have to regroup. We turn those hundreds into tens. We have 40 tens now and 7 tens, which makes 47 tens. I know if I have 8 groups, I would be able to put 5 tens blocks in each group. That means I am left with 7 tens blocks left over. If I have 7 tens blocks left over, I don't have enough to put 1 in each group. That's why I bring down and I regroup and I turn them into 75 ones. If I have 75 ones and I have 8 groups, I know I would be able to put 9 in each one of those groups, because 9 in each of the 8 groups equals the 72. I figure out what I have left over. I have 3 blocks that are left over, 3 ones blocks that are left over. After you subtract and there's nothing left to bring down, you have your remainder. Like I say in class, if we had 475 apples and we had 8 bags, we would be able to fit 59 in each bag, and then there would be 3 apples remaining.